Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another gameplay video. This time on the left, we got my friend Nick playing Beerus Height of Mastery, a red-yellow build, which I think is pretty fun. It's a pretty cool, fun deck. On the right, we've got my Universe 7 Invoker build. This is a pretty similar build to Justin Rios' first place list from the Vegas Tournament Power. So just keep that in mind as you're playing it. You're not going to see the burn stuff with the catastrophic blows and whatnot. This is actually playing Gogeta 7. So two kind of mid-range control decks going at it. We're going to see how this goes. Guys, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell so you never miss a video. Very free and effective ways you can help the channel out, guys. Just drop a like, share the video, maybe watch an ad. All really helps out a lot. I know this is a trying time, so trying to avoid the paid shameless plugs, if you will. And another thing, guys, so it's a kind of a slow time for Dragon Ball Super. So there's not too much going on. That's, typically I have a lot of stuff to cover on the channel, and I still will create videos all the time, but I want you guys to drop in the comments what you guys want to see videos about, because it is a slower time for Dragon Ball. I figured I could use this time to get some video ideas from you guys and put them out there. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see for videos. That being said, though, looks like I'm going first. Get my Tournament of Power Arena on board, and I get to look at the top three of my deck, pick out basically my next draw for next turn, which is pretty insane. So we have the old successor engine here, successor of hope rather, not like the new green-yellow successor stuff. But Nick is going into the deck with successor of hope, and not seeing it for a while, you kind of forget how powerful of a card it is. A 0-cost search anything you need, pretty nutty, pretty insane. So Nick's not gonna be able to do too much on his turn 1 because of the tapped energy, but on his turn 2, he's gonna be able to go into that Gohan he just searched, get his swap engine ready to go. He is going to discard a grandpa to draw 2. And again, that passive advantage from Beerus, very, very powerful. So we're going to start self-awakening here because I know Nick's game plan. I know he's playing a Height of Mastery deck, and he chose not to attack me. So even if I didn't know what kind of deck he was playing, I mean, the Successor of Hope and the Grandpa Gohan in the drop area give me a lot of information there. But even if I didn't know what he was playing, the fact that he didn't attack me on turn 1 kind of tells me that he's going to slow roll me, so that I'm going to want to start self-awakening so I can start getting my game plan enacted. Kind of a little tip and trick there. So he's going to pitch 1 to draw 2 again. He's going to use another Successor of Hope. Let's see what he needs off of it. He's going to grab the Path to Greatness, all right? So I do have a lot of answers to Path to Greatness in this deck, but we played this matchup a few times, and I wish I recorded more of it, because now it's going to be a little tougher to get more gameplay because of the whole, quarantine situation. But Nick actually can outplay the control aspect of U7. We tested this in a few matchups, a few games rather, and I talked about this in a recent Patreon article where you just have to generate a large number of actions per turn, and I just look at the top of my deck and stack the 3-drop Vegeta, so that's perfect. He's not going to negate. I'm going to draw the Vegeta. Looks like I'm going to choose to not take a life here. But yeah, so like I was saying, high number of actions is going to be a good way to beat a control deck. So if you can resolve double Height of Mastery, which Height of Mastery decks often are able to do if you time your Awaken correctly, it works out pretty well in your favor. So I'm at 7 life here. I play the Vegeta and I'm tapped out. Not really too afraid of what Nick can do on this next turn, but he can definitely drop a Path here, but I can always answer it later on with Emperor's Death Beam, which is one of the crazy answers to the deck. But Nick is doing a good job of keeping my hand low, not attacking me. Doesn't really have to. Actually, it's kind of funny in this matchup. If he drops Height of Mastery, even if I Emperor's Death Beam it, it'll still survive at 5k. So he can just like pass his turn, and he'll still have a huge threat for me to deal with. So I think Nick really has to get to that Height of Mastery package, or drop Height of Mastery rather, and he'll be in a pretty good position. But he was almost going to attack with the Path to Greatness there, chose not to do it. I think that's a very, very good call. I don't think you really need to be attacking with that guy. Once you drop Height of Mastery, you just put like a lot of pressure on, and that's what I really think he wants to do. We're going to charge a super combo here. You'll see that a lot from U7. They're going to charge a lot of super combos. It gets really interesting because once you get to turn 3 and drop your Vegeta, all your turns after that, you really don't spend a lot of energy. You might spend 1 to draw 2 with Tyranny's Cost. You might like spend 1 to Emperor's Death Beams like I did right there. So I'm actually going to use the We're in this together from the drop area to add it back to my hand, because again, I do have a lot of free energy, and I want to start cycling cards. I want to be able to keep a decent hand size, especially if I'm going to keep discarding on my leader to draw cards off the top of the deck. So that's almost like another mana sink in a sense. Like, I don't have anything better to do with my energy. I can just discard We're in this together, pay a red, add it back. It's not really going to be too detrimental to the to the state of the game, because I do still have my energy for counterplay. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have any counterplays in my hand, but I do have a board wipe. I do have several negates. The rest of my hand is actually all negates. 2 Roshis, a Dimension Magic, and a 15k Goku from the Draft Box 4. And yeah, Nick not attacking me, and he's dropping a 15k crit. That's actually pretty rough for me, because he is just denying me resources, not attacking me. My hand's not really blowing up. I don't have a ton of extra cards in the drop area to set up my top deck and draw more cards. And in this version of the deck, you do want to have a drop area so you can drop Gogeta 7. So it's a little tough to constantly warp your extra cards from the drop area and look at the top and add one, if that makes sense. So it looks like Nick is going to arrival here, get rid of the Roshi. Would have been interesting if he tapped my leader down. Would have prevented me cycling and drawing cards. But I guess getting rid of the 5k is not bad. Nick debating on what he wants to do here. He can awaken here if it suits him. And he gets a heartfelt plea off the life. That's actually pretty clutch. Now, does he go for the awaken play here? Possibly. And yeah, he could have tapped my leader down on that Beerus arrival. He could have done that, and instead of like popping the Roshi, he could have tapped my leader down, and then he could have minus 5k the Roshi with the Whis, but I guess he wasn't sure he wanted to go into that play at that time, so makes sense. But I am going to Death Beam the Beerus, which is really tough for Nick there, because I kind of foresaw the Heartfelt play coming, because why else would he put himself into awakening range? Kind of a rough spot for Nick to be in there. We are drawing a lot of the Emperor's Death Beams, which is really good in this matchup, because I want to be able to answer Path, I want to be able to answer his other threats, but we're not drawing Royal Condemnation, so I wonder if Nick has picked up on that yet, that we haven't gotten that card yet. So we are going to pay a red. We are going to add Wearing This Together back to hand. We want to keep cycling it, because if we weren't cycling that card, we'd have like 0 cards in hand, which would not be very good. So Nick is going to negate. Good move on Nick's part, because I have to attack in order to cycle cards, but I do get a little added value now out of the We're in This Together. I'm going to pay another red to add it back to my hand, but I get added value out of it because he did just lose a 5k from his hand because he had to play it onto the board. So still worked out for me, like economy wise, but I didn't get to see a new card, which is kind of rough. And the top of my deck is random right now, because I put the top 3 from before to the bottom. I believe it was like a Whis, maybe 2 Whis in like a tournament arena. Definitely cards I did not want. Nick is going to pitch the SS4 to draw 2. He does have a good hand size, so that is definitely doing well for him. Looks like he's going to hard cast Path to Greatness, possibly picking up on the fact that I don't have a Royal Condemnation, and that's going to stick. I also don't seem to really have a way to answer the Path now, so he could get height on board. He could even do it here right now, actually, with his Awaken, so let's see if he decides to do that here. So he is going to resolve Path of Greatness' effect. He's going to tap me out too. That's going to be pretty rough, actually. Taps my Vegeta as well. Let's see what he opts to do here, because that could actually be a valid attack target to attack the Vegeta if he doesn't think he can answer, he can win the game this turn. Yeah, so he'll go for the Vegeta attack. I do have 5 in my drop area, so I'll use a Sparking Negate of Dimension Magic, get some defensive energy back up. He'll attack into the Vegeta again. And I do have a Death Beam, but again, that won't kill the height. So he'll go into his next turn with a huge beater, dual attack Triple Striker, if I opt to not answer it. But he's going to use his leader's effect from the drop area to combo extra power into the height. He's going to combo an extra 5k. So that's going to be minus 30k. So that's going to be a 20k. Yeah, 20k height into my 19k Vegeta. So I had to combo an extra 5k. Going to negate the leader swing on my Vegeta. Only 2 cards in hand. I think Nick is winning this game right now. And I call this deck a fun deck at the beginning of the game, but I think it's actually a pretty seriously competitive deck. Height of Mastery, an incredible engine. The cool thing about Beerus is you can actually be very aggressive with your side deck, because there is a blue Goku that says when you bounce a card back to your hand, so swap triggers it, you play it for free. It's a free 15k body. So I think the Beerus deck is really cool, because you can be super passive when you want to be, or you can be super aggressive when you want to be. So I think that's a really cool thing about the deck. So I think I minus 30 the height right there. And this is a 15k leader swing into that height because I used the activate battle of it. So now we're tied up at 15k. He's got to discard a card off of Hellas. Or I guess he did already with a Whis. And then he combos another 5k. We're going to go Roshi into height. Now, that height is 5k for the turn because of Emperor's Death Beam. So he's going to use the leader effect to save it. And I'm just going to board wipe it. So he actually lost a few cards from hand to defend it. He still has many more cards than I do. So he's in a pretty decent spot, it seems like. I'm basically trying to figure out how I'm going to win this game. I do have plenty of life. So if I happen to draw the Gogeta 7, which would be nice, I could resolve it. But we'll see if it gets there. He does have Trickster in hand too. He has Chomp of the Trickster, which is good for him. But Nick does have to figure out a way to start putting pressure on me here. He does need to do that. So he's in a hard cast path here. Gets him a draw, not bad. Draws a super combo, pretty good. Would have been nice, actually. I think Nick could have actually benefited here from being super aggressive with the swap package as well. He decided to discard some of his grandpas pretty early. I don't know how that's working out for him. I think that would have been a good call to go super aggressive with swap. So we see the top three, put it all to the bottom. Doesn't really seem like it's going to help us out too much. We're just going to add back the we're in this together. Draw more cards up the leader. Our game plan is not really coming to fruition yet. Nick is going to drop a topo. And this is kind of how it plays out between two control decks a lot of the time. Like, you're just stopping each other's wing additions from going through. And that's definitely what we're seeing right here, right now. We're going to board wipe. Just pay 1 to get rid of the topo. Pay 1 to add the Wear U7 back. So basically, I paid 2 energy. Lost no cards. Got rid of a 20k body. Not bad. Again, I have tons of free energy. I don't really need to be playing cards until I get to Gogeta 7 or the blue-red victory strike. So Nick does have the potential to drop another height here. That's going to be very good for him. And yeah, height does have deflect. So Royal Condemnation's not really going to do anything to it. Let's see. Yep, looks like he's going to resolve the height of mastery. I can't really do anything to that, so he's going to tap me out again. Attack the Vegeta again. And I'm in a bit of a rough spot here. I can awaken, but I don't really have anything mid-combo that's going to help me out. I could... Okay, I'm just going to let it die. I could have awakened and tried to draw into Death Beam, but that would have been a little bit too chancy in my opinion. Now here's the height swing into the leader. This hurts. I may have regretted not awakening here. I'm going to use the leader effect to draw a card, cycle a card. I'm going to awaken, Surge Awaken. 1, 2, 3. Super combo's not bad. I might end up taking 3 here, though. I don't think I can really defend this. I'm taking 3. 1, 2, 3. Leader into leader. Yeah, this gets negated. Yep, -5 the height. And that's the thing I do like about this Gogeta 7 version is you can play a lot more negates, which actually helps against aggro. And having the extra negates is really helpful, especially in a control deck. And we do draw the Gogeta 7. Will it win the game? We're gonna have to wait and find out, I guess. We're gonna charge the Tyranny's Colossus because I don't want to tap out. And I do see the victory strike on top of the deck. That's nuts. I have a few options here now. I can actually... I'm counting up the extra cards in my drop area, which is a super big tell that I just saw the victory strike. But I do have enough extra cards in drop for that. Now, I could go Gogeta 7. And then I could, like, hopefully survive another turn. And then victory strike him after that. But looking at his hand there, I get rid of the 1 answer to victory strike. And that's probably going to be all she wrote. He can't use Topo. He can't use his super combos. And yeah, that's going to be the game right there. That was a super lucky draw on my part. But to be fair, secret rares aren't that hard to find. I just had a... It took me a long time to get mine. But that is pretty much going to be the game there, unfortunately. Would have been a little crazier. I probably would have lost, honestly, if I didn't draw into the victory strike. But I guess when you're able to look at the top 3 of your deck every turn, you should eventually find it, right? Unless it's like the last 2 cards in your life. But that was the game, guys. Very, very fun game. Very, very fun matchup, actually, just like battling back and forth with resources. So if you want to see any of these deck profiles, let me know in the comments below. I will gladly bring those to you guys. Personally, I think the Beerus headed master deck is a lot more interesting than the U7 deck. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.